You may have noticed I'm trying to speak quietly, and I can't imagine the lighting is any good either. I'm in a cupboard. Well, sort of a cupboard. I'm in a shed. The neighbour's shed. I came in for another look. I don't know why. Boredom, curiosity, stupidity. Definitely stupidity. I did the same thing as last time. Waited till all the lights were out. But then I'd hardly gotten inside this freaking mannequin horror house when I heard footsteps. I freaked, jumped inside this, well, cupboard thing, which is on the far wall. It's probably not connected, right? If I lean too far this way, the whole thing might just topple over. Anyway, I held my breath. And you know how people talk about fear being heart-stopping? They're completely right. It really is. Or it feels like that anyway. It feels like there's just a moment where your heart actually stops. I heard him whispering and saying some really weird stuff to the mannequins. Then I heard a chain and a padlock, and let's just say I've been in here ever since. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've had all night to come up with a plan, and it's not as easy as the movies make it seem. So, really, I'm stuck in here until I admit what I've done. And on top of all of this, I really, really need to pee.
It is not easy maintaining social distance.
We did try it first. At first we were really good about it.
There's this little bench, and it runs along the side of the shelter down by the bush. I'd sit on the bench.
We would sit right at the other end. We actually measured it out, half joking, but serious too. 2 meters.
I've got this theory. If we weren't meant to keep the gap, it never would have become a big thing. We would have just sat close, not too close, but close enough to just talk. And we would have just stayed being mates, right?
But that gap between you, it starts to play in your mind. It stops being a physical gap and it becomes, I suppose you call it, an emotional gap. You start thinking about what it might be like if that gap ever closed.
He's a nice guy. We get on well. We always have. And, well, I didn't really think anything of it. But in lockdown, you don't get to see as many people, right? And so you start to see people in new ways.
That gap starts calling to you. You know the way it goes. It's when you're not allowed something. That's when it becomes interesting.
Must be what it was like growing up in a small village. Anyone that wasn't a part of your family, well, was potential.
I don't know which one of us moved first. It didn't feel like we moved at all. It more felt like the gap just grew smaller.
He made me laugh. Often. Not many people can make me laugh.
She didn't mock me about the whole Dwayne thing, She took it seriously straight away. It was actually her who found the clue.
We kissed. In the middle of a lockdown. When you're not even allowed to pet a dog. And if a stranger looks at you sideways, Then you run home and you sanitize your hands. And we kissed. Lips joined, bubbles smashed.
Yeah, she kissed me and I kissed her back. It would have been impolite not to. And it felt pretty good, if I'm being honest. I'd do it again.
So, Dwayne's not the only one who turned around in a school photo. That's the thing I discovered. There's this other boy. His name's Rupert, and he goes to Hibbs. And he did it too. Maybe that's just a coincidence, but I don't think so.
Do you want to know what's wrong with education? Do you really want to know? Shall I tell you? You remember that history essay I wrote on coronavirus and hipster beards? The one I wrote to deliberately fail? To teach my lazy-ass so-called collaborator a lesson? Well, I got the grade back yesterday. Excellence. And that's so wrong. I don't know where to start. Here, let me read you a part of the essay, shall I? This excellence essay. In many ways, we can think of the hipster beard in terms of a Hegelian synthesis between the male stereotype of our rugged past and a more recent rise of a non-hegemonic expression of masculinity. Which means absolutely nothing. I know, because I wrote it. I was taking the piss. I've lodged a formal request for re-evaluation, but I'm not holding my breath. And then to make it worse, she, my silent partner in this ridiculous enterprise, had the audacity to send me a thank you message for getting her first excellence. So I sent her a sarcastic reply. She will know it's sarcastic, right? Surely she won't be so stupid to think. Darn.
Hello again. How's lockdown treating you? It's going pretty well for me. Better than I could ever have expected. I've got myself this intriguing little mystery. Just got my first ever excellence. History. Avery absolutely nailed it. Didn't understand a word she wrote, but what does that matter? Excellence. But you know what? And this is the bit that surprised me most of all. I think I might just have got myself a girlfriend. I didn't even know that she was, playing for the same team. I mean, I didn't know she wasn't, but I find it safest not to assume. I only realised I was gay a couple months ago, and I'm still not exactly certain all the time. Yeah. So, anyway, I sent Avery this thank you message, and it was completely neutral. I wasn't trying to get at anything at all. I was just delighted to have an excellence, So I said, I've got it here actually. Okay, so I said, hey, thanks for writing that essay for us. My first ever excellence. We should do it again sometime. Cheerful, but not flirty, right? Well, just listen to what she wrote back. Here's the thing, wrote back straight away. Oh, yes please. I'd love nothing more than another chance to work with you. I mean, that's clear. You can't much clearer than that. She is so into me. I did not see that coming.
Okay, here goes. Right, got him now. I've been looking into it, and, you know, it's surprisingly easy. All it takes is just a little bit of time and dedication, and the ability to sort fact from fiction and the intellectual cesspit that is the internet. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ring him and record it. Not Dwayne. I haven't been able to find Dwayne. No one has. But his mate Nick, is a different matter entirely. Here, I'll call him now. Yes. Hello. You don't know me. But I know you, Nick. This is not a crank call. It's about Dwayne. Enough, my friend, enough. How about you let me ask the questions? No, but... oh, God. Okay, you know what? I'll give up on that stupid accent. You sent a signal, didn't you? You and Dwayne? You swapped places for the school photo, and you faced the back. No, not coincidence. There are no coincidences, Nick. Only data, waiting to be interpreted. Why did you do it? What were you trying to tell the world? What signal were you sending us, Nick? Take your time. Exactly. When the noise is removed from the data, the signal remains. What is it, Nick? That signal? You can trust me.
Okay, I'm not real good at English, especially not when you have to analyze poetry and stuff. I don't know, just having a go. Okay, the metaphor. I suppose it's about being looked at, but not being seen. It's about being invisible, you know? All in uniform, conforming, and we were turning around, showing that it doesn't matter, that people see what they expect to see. They don't notice. Nobody notices the faceless ones, yeah? Actually, that was it, wasn't it?
Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant!
Okay, thanks then. And I answered your question. Now answer mine. Where's Dwayne?
Everywhere and nowhere. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
So the government has been trying to keep us in our homes, and I get that. I respect that. But on the other hand, you have to get your cardio in. Without your cardio, everything else is just bullshit. It's like polishing your car, but forgetting about the engine, you know? Like, anyway, I run. There's a track. It's marginal in the circumstances. It's a single track along the coastline, and it's under the cliffs. And, you know, it's practically deserted. You won't see or find many people there. But one time, I was feeling good. I was feeling really good. So I pushed a little bit further than I've ever gone before. And the track ran out. So I scrambled along the rocks, and you know, it was late afternoon and the tide was coming in, but I didn't know that. So I was stuck, basically. It was getting dark and I might have been in a little bit of trouble. I saw it. Beyond the breakers. A surfer.
I was surfing, and I saw this guy on the shore trying to climb up a cliff face. The tide caught him. It happens to a lot of people. Tides seem to take them by surprise, which surprises me. I would have thought, out of all the things in the world, tides are the least surprising. It's like being surprised by a sunrise. Who does that? Still, it was getting to the end of the day, and I was about to go in anyway, 'cause it would have been dangerous to leave him there. So I cruised down into the little bay where he got himself stuck and yelled out to him. Said, "Do you want to ride?" He climbed on, and I took him around to the mainland, where it was safe to join the track again. That would have been that, except 2 bored police officers, who were alerted by a concerned member of the public, were waiting for us. The uglier of the 2 tried to explain to me that I shouldn't be out here surfing or coveting with my boyfriend. I actually tried to explain to him that I rescued him, and he said it would have made matters worse if I was lying to him. From there, it was 2 steps down to go to the police station for a stern talking to. Their car smelled like BO.
My dad has a book on his bookshelf. It's called Don't Get Mad, Get Even. He made me read it when I was 11. He said to me, "Son, there's valuable advice in here. When things annoy you, when people treat you badly, don't give in to anger. Stay calm, plot your revenge, and crush your enemy. It will make you feel better in the long run. Don't get mad, get even." Nah, don't really get it. I don't see why I can't have both. She didn't turn up, I was there, with my bacon roll, standing on the pavement, filled to bursting with unfamiliar feelings like hope and happiness, scanning the horizon for a beautiful young woman and her husky, and she never showed. I was foolish to have ever believed a good thing like that might come to me. I'm beginning to think she didn't even exist. People do that, right? They scam people, lure them out into public, just to humiliate them. It's possible. There are a lot of bored people around right now. Well, guess what? I've got a lot of time on my hands too. And I'm going to hunt them down. I'm mad as hell. And I'm going to get even.
Hello, my friends. How are you all doing this morning? I am feeling just delicious. I started off this morning at 5 a.m. with an hour of rap yoga. Then I followed it up with the most divine ginger, mango, and carrot smoothie. I'll link you the recipe. Then it was Arabic lessons online, and then the rest of the morning, delivering groceries to the vulnerable. Thinking about starting my own brand of Buddhism for hot people. And speaking of service, my darlings, I have a public service announcement. It's a shout out for a missing person. Dwayne, if you're out there and you're watching this, and I just know you are because my numbers are growing like a plague right now, your friends are concerned about you. They miss you, Dwayne, and they want to know if you're okay. And if you're in trouble, Dwayne, if you feel like you've lost hope and talking to people seems really frightening right now, I want you to remember me. I wasn't always like this. It takes a lot of work to be this wonderful. So do the work, Dwayne. Do the work.
Taking it to a whole new level this week, it was my sister's idea. Our new challenge is to each find a person and set them up together. So she's going to be a man, I'm going to be a woman. To make it fair, I'm going to groom a target online, and she's going to replicate that person to set up another target, and then we're going to get them to both meet at the same place, and we're going to be sitting close by. You know what? It's just going to be really, really funny. Because there they are, both thinking they're talking to somebody that doesn't actually exist. I've already got a likely target. His name's Sean. Good, solid name. Sells photocopiers, so yeah, boring as, but predictable, literal, if you know what I mean. Sort of proper and direct. You know where you stand with Sean. He's got an income, never married, no children, dog, Irish setter, listens to easy rock, drives a Toyota Corolla. So yeah, pretty much the most boring person you can imagine. And while I'm leading him on with my football and beer chick, Sean likes beer. Nothing craft, just a good straight lager. My genius sister is creating Sean too, making him slightly more interesting, and is going to find him the perfect match. We're providing a service, really. What if they fall in love?
There's nowhere that mathematics can't take you. Mathematics is basically a pattern. That's the thing you need to remember. And patterns, when we recognize them, provide us with the ability to make predictions. And it's our ability to predict, to form reliable expectations, that allows us to move through the world with confidence. The philosopher Karl Popper said, "We have ideas that they might die in our own stead." That's a beautiful thought. And it's mathematics. Let me give you an example. I've had a lot of time on my hands recently, so I've been designing algorithms that allows me to identify people online even when they're using different personas. And it's been working better than expected. For example, there's a guy in my class who's been setting up profiles on Tinder. I don't know why, but he's been pretending to be a woman and setting up dates. I know it's him, because mathematics told me so. I've decided I'm going to scan the scammer. I'm going to be 32-year-old photocopy salesman named Scene, and I'm going to teach him a lesson.
I chose going to the police. That seemed to be the sensible, risk-free option, in my opinion. In my head it was simple. I'd explain to them that it was an innocent prank, we were friends, and that, given what I'd seen on the camera, I really ought to report. I imagined they'd thank me, take my details, and then that would just be the end of it. They'd take the camera, something would happen. Instead, they sat me down, treated me like a common thief, got me to fill out some paperwork and stuff, and then they took the pen, wiped it all down, and just sent me, like, to the seats. Waited for like 45 minutes, and then they just came back and told me that it was a police thing. Apparently it was just some training dummies for some detective thing, which makes sense. I mean, like, his mum is a cop, so I suppose it all checks out. Nothing's all bad though. While I was waiting there, a couple of teenagers were brought in, girl in a wetsuit and a guy in running gear. They looked like they'd both been in the ocean. She was furious, full of attitude. I wish I'd been as brave as her, but I did get her number.
I've written him a poem. I'll give it to him next time I see him when this whole crazy thing is over. And he's gonna read it and realise what he's meant to me this whole time. And I don't know, it can go one of two ways, I get that. But without risk, what are we? We're machines, accountants, school teachers. Nobody wants that. If the human spirit doesn't endure, then what was the point of this whole thing? What was the point of anything? Anyway, it goes like this. It's called I Love You. I didn't want there to be any room for ambiguity. I love you when the light comes through the curtains and pulls me from my dreams. When other people stumble slowly into the day, checking the reflections and their phones, I have thoughts only of you. You're my north and my south, my beginning and my end. You're the reason I lose concentration in the middle of sentences. You are the reason this lockdown has been a sentence to me. I know they say I'm too young to know it, but I'm too gone not to know it too. I love you, Dwayne. I love you. Okay, kind of. Wish I hadn't shared that now. Bye.
You know how they say every cloud has a silver lining? Turns out Mum's really happy with me for burning down the house, I mean. See, now she's getting the insurance for the house. It's all been approved. And the house we lived in, the one that burnt down, well, it was kind of leaky. There was a problem and no one could fix it, so it made it kind of hard to sell. And Mum wants to move down south. When Mum and Dad split up, he got her to buy him out of the house. At the time we thought he was just being nice, but apparently he already knew about the problem. So now when I got distracted, the house went up in flames. She can now afford to move down south with a boyfriend. Dad's fuming. They said I can choose where I want to live. I've never been to Nelson, but it looks kind of nice, I guess.
I like my neighbour. That's the thing. She's my age. She's always been really nice to me. A lot of people aren't, and there's a lot of people. I wouldn't feel too bad about burning the house down, but nah, she was okay. I wanted to say sorry, and make it up to her. But I didn't want her to know it was me. So the best thing I could think of was buying her a little gift and an apology card. I didn't know what to get her though. But then I saw this girl in my neighborhood putting bottles of wine in people's backyards. Makes no sense, right? And I had the perfect plan. I followed her, waited till she made a deposit, ran in, took the bottle, and that's it. Perfect made gift for Maddie. What I should have done though is I should have brought my skateboard. I'm finally quick on it now. I'm not much of a runner though. I have the class record for the slowest bridge run. It took me 2 spells. I got distracted. Anyway, the girl turned around and saw me. She chased me. She chased me for 4 blocks. She must have been slow though, because she never caught me. In the end, I felt sorry and I just left the bottle on the floor. So, I still don't have a gift for Maddie. It'll be alright though. I'm a talented shoplifter.
Okay, so a strange thing happened to me yesterday. I was doing my rounds, making my deliveries. That's going really well, by the way. I'm really getting into this whole wine thing. There's a lot of time to research and there is so much to learn. I think I've learned more about wine in the last 2 weeks than I've learned about, well, anything in the last 3 years of school. It's amazing what can happen when you're motivated. I'm even thinking I might like to become a winemaker. Anyway, I was doing my deliveries, just discreetly leaving the bottles in the prearranged spots, and I got the feeling I was being followed. And not just a feeling, by the way, because when I got to a corner, I stopped, turned around, and caught him. Red-handed, crouching down in the exact spot I'd just deposited my last delivery, wine bottle in hand. He was stealing my wine. So I chased him, shouted out, "Oi, that's my wine." And he ran, so I ran after him. I don't want to sound vain or anything, but I'm pretty fast and fit. And he wasn't either of those things. So I was closing in on him, He turned around and I could see the fear in his eyes. And I was just about to launch into a tackle when I remembered social distancing. So we ran on like that for another 5 minutes, the prescribed 2 meters between us. And in the end, he just stopped. Put down the bottle and threw up in the gutter. Yeah, he was really unfit.